Hello, fellow YouTubers. I am Nailfoot, and I am doing my first ever video review of a game. And this game is March of War. Just came out on Steam a couple of days ago. Uh, I've been playing it quite extensively. I've got maybe 13 or 14 hours in, uh, and it's actually pretty entertaining. It is a turn-based game that's played online. You can play PvP or PvE against the AI, but either option you choose is still online, and that's because of how the overall game works. Battles for territories. Uh, so I'm going to choose my avatar here and jump right in. And of course, we get the normal type of screen you would see really for any type of a free-to-play game. Um, but I would want to mention alongside that this is not really a pay-to-win game. The free-to-play works out real well. You can actually buy gems with cash if you choose to, and the gems will of course give you some speed ups in the game. It'll allow you to research things a little bit quicker. For example, you could buy 2,500 gems for $10, then come over to your research screen and spend that 2,500 gems towards different research projects. Like I say, I've played this for about 13 or 14 hours. I've done about 35 battles or so, and I'm about halfway through the tech tree. For this faction, I chose the North American faction. The remaining techs are, obviously going to be a little bit more expensive than the ones I've already acquired. They're in, you see some for 3,000, 2,500, and I'm sure the ones that are still showing locked are going to be even more expensive. So I have put in 12 hours or so, but not another 12 hours isn't going to get me to the end of the tech tree. It's not linear like that. But that's one thing you could spend your gems towards. You can also spend your gems on boosts. For example, if you wanted to get a boost on the gold that you won for the next 100 battles, that would cost you 2,000 gems. And you get 2,500 gems for $10. I personally am not a fan of this model. I don't consider it pay to win, but what it does do is really allow you to kind of speed past the game itself to get to the end content. If you're a PvPer and you want to get to the end content, then this is for you. But me, I enjoy the journey. I'm not really big into the PvP, which I'm sure I will, and I enjoy PvP and in a lot of other games, so as I get more units in my army, I will probably enjoy it here as well. Just haven't done it yet. So that's an idea of how you can use real-world money to influence the game, but not really pay to win. Pay to speed up. All right, so we started off looking at this territory map of the world, and we can see these sword-crossed icons here. That means that there is a battle going on that my faction is involved with. So up here, it appears that we are being attacked in the Mid-Atlantic faction by South America. It's a green-colored icon. It goes with their green faction. So they have used their little seaport to come up here and attack us. We are also attacking them, like in Venezuela, for example. If I click on Venezuela, we can see that there have been 8 battles so far. Now, this is worldwide. Anybody that's playing that's battled in Venezuela, you can see various people have lost and won. These wins and losses affect your percentage here, and whoever drops to 0 first loses that battle. So if you're attacking, you don't gain the territory. If you're defending, you keep the territory. And it's actually pretty good. I have seen some of these battle counts up in the 300s or so. I don't, there's one that's almost 300 right there, but it looks like as the Republic we are going to lose this one. We're going to win this one, I'm sorry. I got flipped around. Anyway, I'm not sure exactly how quickly your battles make the percentage go down. If you play on harder difficulties, does it make the percentage drop faster? If there are more people online, does it drop slower? I don't know the mechanics behind how that works, but I suppose it's not important to know if you're having fun playing the game. I mean, if you're playing it from a competition standpoint, then maybe so. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. Even if you were to wipe out the faction completely, they will get 1 or 2 or even 3 random territories back that they can start from. So you can't just make them go away. Anyway, let's jump into a battle here, and let's see if we can help out Columbia, because we want to keep our foothold here. So I'm going to pick a battle in this area, and I'm going to do PvE. You could do PvP if you're into that. Now, I have been playing mostly Assault, and I've been playing it on Hard and Veteran. For this, I'm just going to choose Easy, because the Hard and Veterans can last quite a long time. I've played a Veteran battle that took 40 minutes, so that's long for this game. That being said, I have played Siege, and I've played Siege on Master. The AI is a little bit broken, in my opinion, for that, because you can block up choke points on the map. And the AI doesn't really know what to do with that. Even with the mechs and the tanks, they cannot get to the goal of the siege. And you can ultimately stall them long enough for you to go through your 9 or so rounds and win. But anyway, let's jump in on Assault and Easy. We'll click Fight. We can see here that I have won 38 battles, and I don't think I've had a loss yet. So that's 38 battles I've won, and I believe I've played 38. So here we are on the battle map. We can zoom in, we can zoom out. I don't really find a necessary point to zooming in, simply because you can't play zoomed in. It's just not tactical enough. So we start on this control point here, and we can see that this control point gives us a +2 for our troop resource here. The way my army is set up, the troop resource is the most important. I don't know about other factions. Perhaps other factions have gear resources that they emphasize, but since all the maps are laid out about the same, I suspect that the troop resource for your basic grunt troop is going to be the most important until you get some of the higher tech. So what I like to do is prioritize a direction towards the next troop resource, but also going through a gear resource if possible. So we can see here I'll be able to capture this one on my way to this one. What I will do in deployment, I will choose to deploy a GI, which we can see costs 3 troop. I have 6. I'm going to deploy 1 there. I'm also going to deploy 1 here, because we are going to work up this side as well. When I say prioritize one side, typically for that, I will take a Jeep or another light vehicle. Right now, a Jeep is all I have. Could have brought out a Sherman, because it's 4 gear and I would have had enough. But we're going to face troops, and the Jeep is much better against troops than the Sherman. So we have our troops deployed, and we're ready to let the computer do theirs. All right.
Standing by.
And we can get all the way there. You can see 2 little sections. If you move within the dashed lines,
Let's go.
if an enemy were to be in the next set of dashed lines, well, no. If an enemy comes up and they're in your range, you can see the circle moving with my crosshair here, then you could shoot at them. Since there were no enemies, we don't need to worry about that.
Sir.
We can just take our second move,
Let's go.
which will help us capture. We can see our flag now.
Oh.
Same thing here. We'll rush over, start our capture there, and I'm going to bring the Jeep this way with the grunts. Now at this point, I could deploy 1 more grunt, but I'm not going to. I'm going to let that build for a moment, because I don't know exactly where I'm going to run into the AI. So I don't know what side to put my troop on. Alright, so let's let the AI make their turn here. I don't anticipate this being any difficulty at all, simply because we're playing on easy. But the overall gist of the game, you will see. Alright, so we have captured the gear. We have also captured this, which is a command used for this top icon here. We can see we can do a precision strike or a strafing run. Now might be a good time to talk about these cards. The ones under this command button, you can see I have 5 precision strikes. If I were to use one, that would go to 4, and that is overall. In other words, the next battle I go to, I would still have 4. For your troops, your light vehicles, your heavy vehicles, and the airborne tab, that does not apply. You can see here, I've already put 2 down, 7 left, so I have a total of 9 GIs. If I use all 9 GIs in one battle, the next battle, I'll have 9 to deploy again. You do not have to rebuy these. You can make that maximum number go up through the cash store. If you think 9 GIs is just not enough, you can bump that up to whatever. I think you start with 6. I bought one, and I think I've got the other 2 as rewards for winning. Anyway, sorry for that little sidetrack there.
Yes, sir.
Let's continue moving on. Let's move the Jeep first.
Moving
He
out.
has a much better sight range. Don't think the AI is
Let's
there. No.
Standing by.
So he can't quite get in there this turn.
Let's go.
But obviously we will next turn. So that means, since I didn't bump into the AI anywhere around here, I suspect the AI started up there. Alright,
Oh, we're ready.
next turn. Typically on easy, I can beat this in around 5 or 6 turns. You can see we're going up on round 3 right now.
Where you need us?
Alright, so in this case, I can get him within the range of the capture point,
Let's go.
and if an enemy had been there, he would have still had time to shoot at it. Let's leave him right there on the backside of that circle. Alright,
Got a job for
the
us?
Jeep
On our way.
will scout, and we see an enemy, and he is within our range as well. We'll open up. And if you've noticed, he now just has 1 icon there. He had 5. The more icons you have, the more power that troop has. So it is actually important in this game, some cases, to weaken a unit and then move on to the next, rather than focus fire that unit until it's dead. If you're fighting a single unit like a tank or a Jeep, you may want to focus fire.
Yes,
Infantry, though, if
Moving
you
out.
weaken them, like I've weakened this unit, he doesn't really pose much of a threat. He just simply can't do enough damage now because I killed the units that were there. I just left him 1. When he fires on us, if he fires on us, you'll get a better idea of what's going on there. At this point, I am going to deploy... Oh, I haven't captured that one yet. Silly. We will next turn. Okay. So he fired, and we see that there was 1 damage marker because there's 1 troop. And I will show you a better example of that. I have 4 troops.
Yes, sir.
We'll fire at him. We should see 4. Well, we didn't see him because we killed him. So, and we will kill this guy as well with the Jeep.
Stand still.
At this point, I think I'm going to have him start working towards the center.
On our way.
And deploy 1 more GI over here as well. Oh no, I didn't get to capture that because he ran his troop in, interrupted my capture. We could put down our second of 4 Jeeps. I have a total of 4. I have a total of 3. I apologize. I have 1 left. Okay. And he interrupted my capture again. But it looks like he must have decided to back out of the capture point. Okay. That is a hunter. He will do some significant damage to some of my units.
Yes, sir.
Let me get
On our
in
way.
there. Now, that I have moved into the enemy circle, we can see that there's a a little nose symbol here. What this means is that he can no longer spawn his troops here. Just like I couldn't over here a moment ago because I didn't actually capture that when I intended to. He still gets his +3 troop, but he cannot spawn. So if you can keep one of your troops, and it doesn't matter which troop, a Jeep will work or whatever, on that capture point, then you don't have to worry about resources dropping right in on top of you. So that can be quite handy. You cannot capture it when he has a troop there, just like you can't prevent him from taking or getting that troop bonus. Anyway, let's see what we can do here. We will close in on him. We can't shoot him from there, so we'll have to get closer.
Oh, we're ready.
We know that there was a troop fooling around over here. Oh, there's actually 2 of them. Let's see if a grenade will hit both of them. It will. This GI's special ability is a grenade. You can do that once every 3 turns, I believe. So we can see we did pretty significant damage to both of those.
Got a job for us?
Okay, now the Jeep can get in range.
Open fire.
And Jeeps are very good against troops of all sorts, so there again, this is a single icon unit, so even if he's down to just 1 hit point, he still poses as much of a threat as if he's full. This is an example of a unit you would focus fire.
Oh, we're ready.
Okay, he can make it there. So he no longer can spawn units on that one. Not that he would, they're in the back. But we are in the process of capturing it.
Reporting for duty. Moving
If he
out.
does nothing to prevent this takeover, in 1 turn it will drop to neutral, and the next turn it would be mine. It does take 2 complete turns to convert it. But the first turn you've gotten rid of his ability to gain those resources, so you're still hurting him, even though it takes 2 turns before it helps you. And 1
Standing by.
left to go here.
Let's go.
Okay. He moved out, so I'm starting my capture there. Don't know why he would have done that. Even though he was going to die, if he'd have stayed in there, he would not have. Now he has lost those. So.
Reporting for duty.
Let's see.
Moving out.
Take him out.
Well, I was going to see if I can get both of them in range, but obviously it's irrelevant.
Reporting for duty.
Let's move him on up towards the last troop resource on the screen.
Yes, sir. Fire.
Almost got this. I wonder if the
Got a job
Jeep...
for us?
Moving out.
And I did figure there was something there, but this guy will be able to reach.
Let's show him.
I think that we are pretty close to getting the computer to ask for a surrender. No, he probably won't offer a surrender yet, but we're not too far away. That should be sufficient.
How about some action? Move!
So as you can see, not much to it when we're fighting the AI on easy. And of course you wouldn't expect there to be much to it.
Yes, sir.
When you play on higher levels, this can become quite a bear. Let's get the one that's further away. Quite a bit of damage.
Got a job for us?
Let's go.
I think we will still try to get
Open
that.
fire!
Simply because he's further away, and these won't be able to reach it, but I think they can reach that.
Ready to win the war.
Yeah, barely.
Fire!
Okay.
Defending our freedom. Let's go.
Put some troops up here.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Just keep the pressure on.
Oh, we're ready.
Let's go.
Okay. So at this point, he has nowhere that he could spawn in any additional units. I'm in the process of capturing this one, and this one has been denied. So no matter how many resources he gains right now, he can't bring them onto the screen. Okay, now he used something called Junta Insurgents. You have to look around the map quite quickly. I see that they're going to land there, or they already have. If you don't look around quick enough to catch that, you may have a problem, because he will start capturing the items in your back field. Fortunately, I have plenty in reserve to defend our area there.
Defending our freedom.
Oh. We can take out both of those, I suspect.
Defending
And
our
let's just put him in the circle.
Yes, sir.
The last thing we know about are those insurgents which he apparently airdropped in.
Let's go.
And we'll just start moving in on their location. And there's our surrender. So we accept our surrender. When you're playing against the AI, there's no reason not to. We'll burn down their flag, and we've had our victory. So we'll get a very brief screen here that will show us how we did. There's our easy AI. Now the higher difficulty levels will get you more in the terms of gold, research, experience points, battle points. So if you're just grinding away, play on the highest difficulty that you can manage. Let's pick a bonus, and next battle I will get 50% more gold. I will probably bump up to a higher AI to make full advantage of that. So now that we have done that, we fought in Colombia. We can see that my assault battle is tallied. This just lists the last, 6 wins. We can see that Junta is quite a bit closer to losing than we are. So unless our entire team just stops playing here, we should not have a problem keeping this territory, defending that territory. And really, that's all there is to it in this game. This metagame here, where you play for territories, actually, to me, makes the game seem like it has some staying power. You could log in the next day and all the territory that you won is gone. For example, earlier this morning, we had these other 3 territories as well. I don't think we ever took Ecuador. Winning a certain territory doesn't give you an advantage at this point, but the developers are looking at adding more features to this map, more reasons to actually take territories. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if I did a good job, and we may see some more of these videos on either this game or other games that I have that would perhaps be interesting. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.